Hey, it's Janae here to brighten and lighten and ignite your day. Transformation Tuesday. I'm here with another edition of The Gist, helping you to get inspired and start that transformation. Today's resource is a sequel from last week's The Oz Principle called FixIt, Getting Accountability Right. 240 Solutions to Your Toughest Business Problems. So the inspiration here is an assessment. Of course, with everything that you do, you always want to assess to find out, just how serious is this problem. So they conducted the largest ever workplace study on accountability. And what do people feel about accountability? And what they did is they did an assessment from, looking from a variety of industries to levels to find out. And they took, do you remember last week when I talked about the Oz Principle, about see it, own it, solve it, do it? Those were their areas. And they really came up with 16 traits using that framework, okay? And what they did in this survey then is asked a variety of things, but looking at yourself, your team, and your organization, and how well, we're doing pretty well, we need works, or we should fix it, okay? So it's really cool as they talk about these traits. And what was interesting on these 16 traits, I'll just give you an example of one. One of the traits says that we stay above the line. Remember I talked last time about going above the line, where you're more of a victor personality, where you're doing accountability kinds of actions, and below the line is when you're more of a victim. So it says staying above the line, not blaming others, okay? So they asked in this survey, how is this a strength? Do organizations do this well? 80% said no. So only 20% of people are feeling that that's a strength of organizations, that they stay above the line and don't blame others. And what was interesting in this survey is that there were none of the traits that were over 50%. So none of them really felt that. At least half the people felt that they were strengths. That was one of the highest scored negatives, that 80% felt that it was not a strength. So really interesting to give you some perspective there. And then the transformation is this idea of self, team, and organization. So what's super cool about this book, if you've ever read a path book where you start one place and then you have to skip ahead on pages to go to another place, I would say this is kind of like the Bible of accountability. So what's cool is for each then of the 16 traits, you can skip ahead to only if that's a trait that you need to work on or you want to work on. And then it goes through not only, so then here it goes, hey, if I need to fix it for myself, go to this page. Fix it for my team or fix it in the organization. So it goes to each of the levels in there, because maybe there's some things that's yourself, other things teams or organizational wide. So then when you go to those sections, there's great examples of small things you can do and a ton of case studies of what has worked well for others that they've surveyed in this book. So a super good resource if you're looking to increase more accountability in the workplace and you want to fix it. So from my heart to yours, be love.